Hello, and welcome to another episode of Brettcast Gaming Talk. Since I mentioned in my game discussion video for Need for Speed Heat, this game, I decided to replay this game as much as I possibly could before getting frustrated and uninstalling it. And that game, which is the game I'm going to be talking about in this episode, is the 2015 reboot of Need for Speed. Now, before I go too far, I'm going to tell you that just like Need for Speed Heat, I really can't tell you what the story of this game is because I honestly couldn't care less about the story in a racing game. I really just wish these Need for Speed games would ditch these terrible stories and just focus on the cops versus racers stuff that the series is built upon. Not to mention the fact that this game has those awful first person, full motion video style cutscenes that you can thankfully skip most of them, but they're just so cheesy. I'm kind of glad to see only a few of them. But yeah, I don't really care, and I didn't care to pay attention to the story in this game, so don't ask me what it is. Now, the other thing that I wish I could ignore in this game that actually annoys me more than the cutscenes are the characters. I really, honestly, actually hate all but one of the characters in this game because they just never shut up or leave the player alone. In the game, right, you have a phone, and I swear to God, these people are blowing up your phone with calls and texts 24/7, and it is so annoying. Like, I don't mind some of it, because that's how you get more races to do. But, however, sometimes a character will call you and be like, dude, I've been waiting at this spot for you for hours. Everyone's waiting for you, and you're not here. Don't do this to me, man. Get your ass over here to this spot right now. Now, I made that dialogue up completely, but it's pretty dang accurate to what these characters say in the game. I am not a car culture person in real life, and perhaps these characters are more appealing to someone who is a car culture person, but even if I was that kind of person, I would never hang out with these kinds of people in real life, and I don't want to hang out with them in the game because they suck and they are annoying. Except for Magnus, he seems pretty chill. But what about the actual gameplay of the game? Of the 3 Need for Speed games that I have played, this one feels the best when it comes to the feeling of how the cars actually drive. Now, the sounds of the cars seem to be a little lacking because, for example, my 1200 horsepower Camaro ZL1 sounds almost the same as my 1200 horsepower Lamborghini Aventador. That should not be a thing, and that's coming from someone who knows basically nothing about cars. The game takes place entirely at night, and I like that a lot. See, this game does the one thing that was a huge negative for me for Need for Speed Heat. In Need for Speed 2015, when you complete a race, you earn both rep and money. Also, the cops in the game are kind of a joke, so much that getting away is like super easy. This also has the types of races that Need for Speed Heat does, so it's not all that exciting and nothing new I need to go over there. Honestly, this game does get hard pretty quick though, and that is why I ended up not finishing the game. I owned the fastest car in the game, the Lamborghini Aventador, without DLC packs, of course. And I couldn't get past one of the hard Gymkhana races that wanted me to score like 135,000 style points and do it all in 5 minutes in a race with 90 checkpoints. Even the best and fastest car in the game, the Lamborghini Aventador, which was mostly fully upgraded, I had like 1200 horsepower, couldn't beat that one race. This game is much more enjoyable than Need for Speed Heat, but not quite as enjoyable as Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012. But all 3 of those games still are not as fun, in my opinion, as Forza Horizon 4. Need for Speed 2015 is a average and sometimes fun game. That's all I have to say. So if you like what you see in here, feel free to subscribe. If you're out of the conversation, leave a comment below. As always, thanks for listening and goodbye.